Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Office Hours. This is just the time for you to be able to ask me questions on anything that you're doing at school or outside of school. We can talk about English, reading, writing, literature, or anything else. We can talk about movies or books or video games. So I'm going to start with a quick personal update. But hey, AP Tech, good to see you in the chat. Personal update from me, really quickly. When I think about the past week, this morning was kind of messy, so I couldn't do my usual weekly reflection. But I didn't get to. Oh no, I already know what I did this whole week. This week I just worked. I didn't do like I sacrificed my social life. My sleep was just messed up. I wasn't intentionally sacrificing my sleep, but I just could not sleep. I sacrificed my social life and I sacrificed my reading, and I worked on a big update to my internal SAT question database. And I guess I could. I think I need to figure out a way to. Let me just quickly. Um, okay, yeah, this is not set up correctly, so give me a sec. Discord. Okay, that is correct. All right. So, let's see. So it's hard to like parse this right now, but the main thing is that um, it was very annoying. But now I have all of this, and I used to have my own. Like it's actually quite complicated. Like it's there's a lot of properties on this thing. I'm not showing you everything. Uh, and before anyone asks, because people do ask, um, I don't feel comfortable sharing this for legal reasons. Okay, it's that the College Board does not like um, non like maybe in the future when I have a clear idea of what to do with this, I could ask College Board for permission, and maybe they will give me permission. But they almost certainly will not give permission for commercial purposes if I publish this and try to make money off of some version of this. So right now I'm not really. All I know right now is for me, my purposes for making this fat database with however many freaking 1,270 words, sorry, questions, is that I can now run analysis on this, and makes it very easy for me to create new questions that are not the College Board questions, that are just my questions, and that I don't have to have copyright issues with, right? Because if I try to reuse College Board's questions, then copyright problems. But if I write my own questions, then I can do whatever I want with them. So I already have a bunch of my own questions, and some of them I don't even remember anymore because I literally would just shoot it into Discord and forget about it forever. But like, but like, um, but I'm going to spend some time thinking about this today. But between now and the March SAT, there's like just over 1 month. So I'm trying to launch a something. Now it's not necessarily gonna be big. I'm a one man operation right now, but I want to launch a something that makes me at least a little bit of money so that I can reduce my teaching time. And then if I can reduce my teaching time, then I can start making hires and start making more stuff. So I'm gonna make a very small something. Okay, I have to figure that out right now. So if you have ideas for like a small something that you would like, if you're studying for the March SAT, let me know. Um, I am pretty sure it's gonna be like a like a email based something, but I don't know. I have to think about it more. All right, and and yeah, I'm pretty like this is Blue Book 3, but you know, what can I even? AI keywords was something I tried. It's not that useful. But yeah, I have a bunch of. This is actually really basically impossible to understand. Basically, I can do a lot of analysis off this stuff, and I can use tools within Notion to help me write new SAT questions. Okay, so Philip, welcome to the stream. Wow, my voice just cracked. That's sexy. Philip, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna reply really quickly to AP Tech. You've been saying feature where it maps the passage with highlighting and identifies the relationship. As a teacher, I'm against that. As a teacher, I'm against making it too easy for you to figure out the relationship with like a quick reveal. But as a product maker, maybe. I have to think about that a little bit. But as far as a user standpoint, I understand why that would be valuable. But the problem with teaching as a product or the problem with learning products is that it actually shouldn't be easy. like there's a balance, right, of like when to give things away. And we definitely, just like how you shouldn't hand-holdy video games that sort of tell you what to do every single time. And then there's even certain features in video games where I don't know if it's ever been used on a real Sony video game, but I think Sony, this is like a year ago, Sony patented some quote-unquote technology, some software where it actually automatically adjusts the difficulty depending on how much you're dying, so like you choose hard difficulty or intense difficulty or whatever it's called, but then it like, if you keep dying at the same boss, it like, without your knowledge, without your consent, it like drops the difficulty for you. Like, I don't know if that has ever come out on a real game yet, but on an actual game yet, live in production. But God, that's like the kind of shit that, as an educator, makes my blood boil, because you need the challenge, and you need to be conscious about your challenges, not unconsciously kind of gaslit into thinking you you accomplished the thing that you thought you accomplished. So yes, it's a good idea. I'll have to think more about that. But I see the need. Capitalize off the March score and a interactive course on the whole. Yes, and should you be using Notion instead of Discord? Notion instead of Discord. Like, those are just totally different tools. So Discord is a community app, and Notion is whatever you want to make. It's like a low code. It's like no code builder of stuff. I don't even know what they call themselves. Oh, you use Discord as a journal? Honestly, I would say use whatever you want to use, but I think the big con with Discord as a journal is that number one, it's purely linear. Oh, it's not purely linear. It's hierarchical. You have your own server. No, I know that you're not the only student that does that. I forgot that exists as a trend. Actually, that's interesting. I've never considered doing that myself. Although, in a weird way, I kind of try to do a similar thing. Interesting. I'm gonna refrain from too much comment without having seen your Discord structure. But basically, each server is not each server. Sorry, each. I guess you could have multiple servers now that I think about it. But like each channel is like a journal. It's like a notebook, right? And then you're like writing notes in each. And then you could create sections, and you can collapse the sections. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't fix what isn't broken. So if it's working for you, it's working for you. But the the huge problem with Discord, okay, is that they can just delete your account whenever they want, based on whatever they think you did, and they will simply not explain. Like, they will simply not explain. Like, you can try emailing. It's just so fucking, I made me so angry when that happened. Like, I wasn't like I never shared illegal copyrighted materials. They told me I did. I'm like, bro, where? And they wouldn't answer. They just completely ghosted me on customer support. And I, for like a whole year, with like random intervals of, well, at the very beginning, the first month, I kind of emailed them, okay, every couple of days and every week and whatever. But then after the first month, I would randomly email them like 3 or 4 times throughout the year, and they just they just completely ghosted me after deleting what originally was my teacher account and my teaching server. So super. I actually don't like the fact that I still use Discord. I don't like Discord. I just use it because that's where people are, and because it doesn't require that much effort for me to keep it going. But yeah, it's so. If all of my knowledge was in Discord, I would be very. Yeah, I would just be. I'd just be a little anxious. Now, if you have backup, if there are like bots that can like back up for you at once every day or something like that, then maybe that's a solution. But I'm not happy about Discord and the way they're. It's just it's symptomatic of all American tech companies that don't, because American tech companies simply do not invest in customer support at all. Because partly because American labor is so expensive. Actually, that's probably a huge part of it. And they try to automate every part of customer support, and it's really bad. Really bad. And some companies are worse than others. And Discord's one of them. So I actually forgot to finish off my weekly update, but I will say that the other thing is I was reading Lolita. Dude, very hard read. It's hard for a high schooler. It would be hard for language reasons as well, and kind of like the jokes are hard to understand because it's kind of verbose and and very meta at times. And then the actual content matter is also friggin' difficult to stomach. It's dude, it's a very hard read. So but I am enjoying it, or if I don't know if enjoying is the right word for it, but I'm definitely, well, no, I am enjoying it. I'll commit to that word. Sushank, welcome to the stream. I'll be back in a sec. But yeah, I am enjoying Lolita. It's my first time reading it. Very complex feelings, very weird feelings reading that book. And I read, and then I watched the what's considered one of the best movies of 2024, Anora, which was very good. It is very adult, so just saying, I'm not recommending it. I do not recommend it for high schoolers. But Sean Baker is really able to capture, first of all, kind of like the, I don't know if we're even allowed to say is, I don't want to mention, but kind of like some previous very funny directors. Sean Baker is able to get some silliness and comedy, and tragedy and pain happening at the same time in multiple scenes. And so actually there was a very happy scene of a wedding, and I started crying because I already knew what was going to happen. It was a very complex cry, a very enjoyable cry, very confusing cry. But like, dude, the human drama element of, I feel like if you're 16, you're gonna be distracted by titties. But like, but if you can, if you can kind of, it's such a good movie. Such a good movie. So many, and it's stupid and funny at times, and then it's just so heartbreaking at times. It's so good. So I think I'm back on the movie train. I think last year I was playing a bunch of not a bunch, but I was playing a decent amount of video games, and then I started losing steam because nothing felt interesting. And then in between, I've just been sort of like dealing with my soccer addiction. But now, now I think I'm gonna go back on to movies for a bit. And the next movie coming up is Flow. I'm gonna watch Flow. Let's see. That's my personal update. Let's catch up on chat. You have problems with transition questions. Okay. The words themselves. Yeah, there's probably like a website somewhere. Or maybe I should just make one really quickly. But like, there's like a website somewhere with like transitions. Hey, hang on, give me a second. Let me go find. I feel like I had like a thing somewhere. I've just never really had to make the transition page myself, just because when I teach, I'm working with an academy, and then they just have like a little page. But so I just never got around to really make. Well, I probably did make it a couple years ago and stuff, but I just haven't really thought about it. Oh, I have a really nerdy list that isn't even complete, and this is not really meant for teaching. It's not meant for teaching. Just be aware, this is not meant for teaching. If this is meant for teaching, it just it wouldn't be this long and confusing. Honestly, there's much simpler lists, and you could easily find them. I actually don't want to get into this, because if you're struggling on transition, it means that you're probably scoring like 600. Between 500 600, maybe between 500 650. And if you're struggling on transitions, I don't actually recommend this particular list of mine. But logical transition adverbs list, and let's look at 99, bro. What the? Oh no, this is good. These are adverbs. Oh no, some of them are prepositionals. Damn it. In spite of and such as requires a noun afterwards. So you need to ignore those. Okay. Actually, this one is almost all almost all adverbs except for in spite of and such as. So I guess that works. But this is also not the best SAT list. So, oh, sorry, wrong screen. My bad. My bad. So yeah, I was looking at this right here. Okay. So yeah, this would not be the best list. I'm sure there's some lists. So if you guys know of a list, SAT logical transitions list. Wow, that's so funny. Let's see. Is this good? Let's see if this is good. You know, it's funny because now I can make literally the same thing because I have my database now. Yeah. Yeah, this is awesome. Maybe I should just make the same thing. Maybe I need to make a blog, and maybe I need to optimize for Google SEO. Interesting. Yeah. The main thing, though, that I really would urge you to focus on when you're doing transitions is when you're doing transitions, I want you to not jump right into just A, B, C, D and just plugging them in. I want you to just pause and be like, hang on, what is actually the relationship between the previous sentence or sentences, sometimes for a hard question, and this sentence? Okay, you have to really and then try to predict the answer on your own before just going straight to ABCD. If you just start plugging ABCD in and just going by and you start going by feel, you're no better than like a LLM. You're no better than AI. Okay, you're just like predicting based on what you think might be the most commonly used word in that context. And actually, you're probably worse than AI. AI will be able to do it better than you. So before jumping straight into ABCD and just plugging them in, cover the answer choices, predict first, and then double check the answer. And then you'll notice that you get better naturally over time. Now, earlier I had a question from Philip, but I'm gonna scan up and down before just to see if I missed anything regarding transitions. And AP Tech is just mentioning the predicting the answer. Now, mapping the passage is a term that I used to use a lot more for the paper SAT when the passages were longer. It still applies, so AP Tech is not wrong. But yeah, like basically, if you can flag the transitions on your own first and then make that prediction, then it will help you a lot. Annotating for the AP Lang exam. So yeah, actually, this is funny. It's funny that this is coming out during the transitions question, because it's actually shockingly similar. Now, this is where the idea of mapping the passage really does help. So for the AP Lang, bro, give me a sec. AP Lang for rhetorical analysis. I don't remember, Philip, if it was you, because I feel like I've seen your name before. But then again, it's a very common Korean name, so maybe I haven't seen you before. I'm like artifacting you from the fragments of my memory. But there was a dude like 1 or 2 weeks ago who came into my stream and asked me about AP Lang rhetorical analysis essays, and the advice I gave that person was try to just don't aim for the bare minimum having like 2 terms per paragraph, right? And having 6 terms or whatever. Sorry, 1 term per paragraph and 2 examples per paragraph, right? So then you just need 6 examples. Don't aim for the bare minimum. Actually, just take unlimited time when you're practicing and try to have like not 6 annotations, try to have 12 or 18 annotations. Like have way more annotations that could possibly fit into an AP Lang essay. But by doing that multiple times on different passages, you'll learn what to look for. Yeah. So that was my general advice. Like if that was you, then it was like. Yeah, that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now, I don't know if you've applied that, but again, if you haven't applied it, okay, that's just the first step. Just go to the old AP Lang rhetorical analysis essays, the speeches basically that they have on the internet, and then just annotate the shit out of them, right? And you'll notice that words like anaphora or epistrophe or parallel structure or repetition. God forbid you use repetition. I don't want to totally be against repetition if that's literally all you have and it's your only foothold. But bro, I hope you do better than just repetition. Or what do you call it? Or personification. Bro, I forgot. You'll realize that you actually can't get that far with those terms with AP Lang. And what you want to do is you want to start figuring out how to just, instead of just hanging on to single words, like try to figure out things you can describe even if there isn't a specific word for it. And then just for now, just like annotate. Just annotate it. Just write it in the language that comes to you, even if it's not the perfect language for that essay. And as long as you have a bunch of things to hang on to that are not just those terms, you should learn those terms, obviously, but maybe not anaphora and epistrophe. You don't really need them, but like if you can like just learn to not only rely on those terms, then it becomes a lot easier to just start clumping them into paragraphs. So for the old versions of the AP Lang reading passages, they are tougher, yeah. And yeah, like AP Lang. It's because I don't think about AP Lang all the time. I don't have very specific tips. Let me think. Oh no, yeah, we should start with the real basics. Like I would hope that yeah, dude, I haven't talked to AP Lang in a couple of years because I've been saying no to AP Lang tutoring actually until this year. I'm gonna probably start again. But I think rhetorical situation. So you know what the very first thing you should do is actually, now that I think about it, if you're gonna make annotations, it's good to just have like a notebook, and just physically just bullet point as many possible things you can about the speaker, the audience, the immediate context of the speech, right? The setting of the speech. And a lot of kids will fail to even mention this a single time. And if you can, you're much more likely to get like sophistication point and stuff like that. But like literally, who are they talking to, right? And in which situation are they talking to, and try to imagine that situation. But also like the global context, and usually kids overemphasize global context, which is like, oh, it was the Cold War, blah 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 blah, and they go straight into just talking only about like the world and all their U.S. history knowledge instead of talking about the speech itself. Okay, so don't over rely on global context, and purpose, and hang on, what did I say? The speaker, the audience, the immediate setting, global context, the purpose. There's a couple other factors that I'm forgetting right now, but like just even, hang on. I think one of them is literally just the text itself. But what like, but just those are the ones. Those are kind of the oh, no, authority is something that gets attached to speaker. But if you kind of can just write at least a couple sentences per topic word for each one of those keywords, for every passage you're annotating, it becomes a lot easier to annotate. So you'll have a lot more to say if you can bounce off of those words while you're thinking about the passage. Yeah, I mean, that would require, for me to like I wouldn't mind like getting more deep into that, since no one else is asking any other questions anyway. But I have to say, it is 9 o'clock for me now, so I'm going to switch over to the members only stream very soon. So let me just do a quick invitation for everybody to ask any final questions that you have on your mind, in case you're feeling a little shy and you just don't want to ask. And I want to let you know that in about 5 minutes, whenever I finish off this last sweep of questions, I'm going to move into the members only stream, where if you guys are supporting me through being a member on my YouTube channel, then you can have more like time with me in a more private chat. But if you're not supporting me by being a YouTube member, you can still chat with me, and just the general community at large, by joining the Discord server. And in the Discord server, there's other people. Some of these people in chat right now are there actually, and we're relatively active. I think I would say we're pretty active. And I try to check the Discord every day. I definitely check it at least once or twice a day on the days that I'm working. So I can kind of ping. You can ping. You don't ping me, please. But you can answer. You can ask your questions to the community there, and I'll usually swoop in and just like do a quick response based on what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. So let me just scoop up anything that I might have missed. Will I have time to address AP Tech's essay on stream, or could I do it off stream? I mean, wait. Oh, I guess if you're sharing it in the Discord server and then you're chatting with me, not today, I guess. We missed that time. But if you're sharing with me in the stream, there's yeah, I don't mind doing it if as long as you don't mind doing it. Um, Whenever Sushank, you always watch my streams. How do I solve the English section so easily? Uh, so so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into me being good. Like, but yeah, so yeah, basically yes, you will get to this level. If you keep working at it, you will get to this level. Um, is a short answer. I'm just trying to think of something that's more practical for you, but I'm like the problem is that it's just like there's so many skills that get involved. So it just depends, right? Is it your vocabulary? Are you literally just terrible at parsing the grammar of a sentence? Like, where are you right now? So I don't actually know, Sushank, what your weaknesses are, but you definitely, what you need to do is you need to start increasing your understanding of where your weaknesses are and start working on them one by one. Is all I can say at the moment. But eventually, what you want to do is you want to get to the point where you can do no-look answers. And what is a no-look answer? You look at the passage, okay? You read it, you map it, you transition it, blah blah blah. You do all of it. You look at the question, you can predict the answer, right? And then from there on, this is where the no-look answer kicks in. Your eyes only look at the 4 answer choices, A, B, C, D, and you never look back at the passage. You automatically know which one is the correct answer. You circle it, you move on. Okay, that's a no-look answer. If you never look back at the passage after that initial prediction, that is a no-look answer. And you want to get to that point, and you know that you're doing better and better and better if you can get like your no-look answers from 1 of them to 2 of them to 3 of them to 4 of them. Even if your score isn't improving right away, if you can do more and more no-look answers correctly, by the way, you are on track. Now, a no-look answer itself is also requires a bunch of like little micro skills that kind of like sub skills that add up to that no-look answer. So you need to analyze yourself and figure out what is making you unable to do a no-look answer. And that can be a little complicated because it's like if you've never been able to do a pull-up like on a bar, right? That first pull-up is is really hard, okay? Like being able to do 1 pull-up is really hard. But once you have that first pull-up, then it becomes a lot easier to get that second and third and 10th and whatever, right? So, so you wanna if you can't even do 1 no-look answer on a real test, then you got to work on a lot of other skills to get to that level. And you need to start analyzing what those skills are. Strategy video, and you can become a member by clicking the join button in the the link is in the description below. And strategy video, I will it's complicated. If you asked me in November, December, I was very much ready to spend a lot more time on YouTube, but I said this 2 or 3 streams ago. I said in 2025, I realized I need to make a lot more money, and YouTube isn't directly leading to a lot more money for me. So I'm going to spend some more time, now that I kind of updated my SAT question database, I'm going to spend some more time thinking about how to make at least a little bit of side money so that I can reduce my reliance on teaching. And if I can reduce my reliance on teaching, then I could do more YouTube. But right now, I don't think YouTube is where I'm going to be making money. It doesn't make any sense. You guys are like anywhere between 14 through 18. You guys do not spend money. Like, you guys are not the money makers. Like, you guys don't pay for YouTube Premium. You guys don't pay for like Patreon subscriptions. That's not your Yeah, I understand. When I was your age, I wasn't doing the same. I literally wasn't doing the same thing. Like so, like I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube. YouTube is kind of just like my little my little culty church. Once a week I just come here and chat. So um, yeah, I need to reduce the number of teaching hours in order to do more YouTube. Which means I need to make some other way, and I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna think about that actually, literally today. So yeah, wish me luck. So yeah, appeal to parents. Yeah. So one of the big things is I'm thinking of starting potentially. This is one of multiple ideas, by the way. Right now, I need to prioritize my ideas, but one of the multiple ideas is I could do a blog and maybe even a separate YouTube channel that's more professional. Right now, this is a very casual stream, but I could have like Saul Lee, the tutor, as a separate entity, and have that speak more directly to parents. Um, I don't know. I'll think about it, man. Like because there's a totally different idea. A totally different idea is just doing GMAT and LSAT. And GMAT and LSAT, even if I'm casual like this, GMAT and LSAT, those kids are 21 to 25, and they will spend more money automatically. And especially GMAT and LSAT, I mean, those particular, like people who are trying to get into law or people who are trying to get into business school, they're the kinds of people who, I mean, obviously there's people pirating, there are people stealing stuff for free all the time. But it's just like the likelihood of pirating at the age of 16 is like 75%, and the likelihood of pirating at the age of 22 or 24 or whatever, if after you've had a job or two, it's just a little lower. It's like, like 50, right? It's just a little lower. It's just like, and then the likelihood of paying for stuff is just a little bit higher. So yeah, I'm just thinking a little bit more about the LSAT GMAT as well. But yeah, those are just a couple random ideas. I'm not really committing to any of these. I just need to sit down and think and clarify the next step for me between February till May. AP Tech is doing is doing my is pumping me up subtly. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. But hey, let me know. Let me know what's on your mind. You can join me in the members only chat or in the Discord server. Okay, until next time, keep on learning, keep on growing, and thanks as always for just chatting with me and asking me questions. Peace out, guys.